Hey there, Kipsters. Miss Johnson here again with some more math problems for us. Today, our focus is going to be on patterns. As we get ready to take a look at these patterns, I want you to remember that these are important skills for us to understand as we get into some tougher math when you get into 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th, 8th grade, and even on into high school. These patterns help us to learn how to figure out different rules and equations that we can use with our numbers. So let's take a quick review at how we determine the rule of a pattern, and then we'll get started on our problems.
So as we think about patterns, we want to think about these questions. Are the numbers in the pattern going up or down? If they're going up, are they being added or multiplied to get to the next term? If they're going down, is it by subtraction or division to get to the next term? Is it just one operation being used, or are there more than one? Then I want to make sure that I test the rule with at least 3 terms, in other words, 3 numbers in the pattern to determine if my rule is correct. Let's take a look at problem 1. It says 4 new birds land in my tree every hour. At 8 a.m., there were 12 birds in my tree. How many birds will be there at 11 a.m.? Now, as you get ready to read this question again, I want you to think about those questions that we looked at on the previous slide to help us determine the rule and then answer the question. My problem told me that there were 12 birds in the tree at 8 a.m. So I start by writing that down first. I then notice that each hour it goes up by 4 birds. So at 9 a.m. there's 16 birds, at 10 a.m. there's 20 birds, and at 11 a.m. there's 24 birds. So my rule was adding 4, and therefore my answer is 24 birds will be in the tree at 11 a.m. Now let's take a look at problem number 2. It says find the 8th term in this sequence. If you're not sure what term means, that would be the 8th number. So we're looking for the 8th term or number in this sequence. If you need help trying to figure that out, go back to that first slide that talked about the different questions we should ask ourselves when determining the rule and then finding the rest of the pattern. To set up my problem, I wrote the numbers 5, 9, 13, and 17, and the terms below it. So 5 was my first term, 9 is my second term, 13 is my third term, 17 is my fourth term. Then I filled in 5, 6, 7, and 8, because those are the terms I need to figure out. I then noticed that my terms were going up, meaning the numbers were getting bigger, so I knew I needed to add or multiply. I found the rule was add 4. So I then continued the pattern until I got to the 8th term. So my 8th term is 33. Great job today, Kipsters. Way to work hard and grow your brains.